Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Great article here from T-Mobile's newsroom. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So April 18th of 2024, this year, the Delta T-Mobile partnership was announced. Fast forward to today, out of the 60,000 total lines that were originally announced as part of the deal, 54,000 of those 60,000 lines have been transferred and migrated as of today. T-Mobile announced that in a video that I saw this morning. So there's, according to how the deal was structured originally, they have about another 6,000 lines to migrate over the next several months. Now, the 54,000, according to T-Mobile, gives them well over 70% of the entire wireless lines of Delta. So that's interesting to note. Wanted to point that out in this video. So now a lot of people are questioning, okay, why did this happen? How is this happening? How is T-Mobile doing this? They spend less. That's all being thrown around. And that's what we heard very early on when this deal was first announced back in April when we first made the video. So T-Mobile is looking at this initial investment as a bigger plan. So yes, they got Delta and they have to make investments at the airports and likely further investments, and the upfront cost is likely very big. They're probably having to add new DAS systems inside of airports. And in the airports that they've already had DAS systems, they're likely upgrading those DAS systems to 5G, N41, N71, N25. All the 5G carriers are likely being upgraded at these airports. The last airport that I've been to was LAX, and T-Mobile had great service inside, upper level, lower level, mid-level. They had a lot of access points around the airport. That means they've upgraded or added a new DAS system, and it was all 5G ultra capacity and very fast at that. So this allows for T-Mobile to also approach other airlines. It's not just Delta anymore. They've upgraded the system. The service is there. They made the investment. So now they can go after all the other airlines and try to see if they can sneak in some of those lines as well. Now, pricing is probably a big factor in these deals, right? Coming in at a lower price, but T-Mobile has to present some kind of network. It can't be a subpar experience. If the CIOs are engaged and T-Mobile is sending them hotspots, wireless, iPad, all this stuff for them to test, it has to work with the day-to-day stuff that they're doing. So network does play a part. Is it the entire reason why they're switching is because of network? No, it's likely mostly due to price, but it still has to be followed by a network. A network still has to be there to support the mission. If the mission cannot be supported, then Delta simply wouldn't be able to use T-Mobile. That's just a fact. So T-Mobile has to have a better network in these airports or an improving network. And Delta took notice during testing, and they decided to move 60,000 lines. And 54,000 of those 60,000 lines have already been moved. So if they're over the several months now since April, if there would have been issues along the way, I mean, Delta would have, ported back to the carrier that they were with, or they would have made adjustments. That simply did not happen. And as of this morning, the video that was released, it does look like T-Mobile is going to get the remaining 6,000 lines as well over the next several months. So that's just my take on it. Network has to be there. Without network, none of this is possible. Does pricing play a factor? Yes, and T-Mobile did likely come in cheaper. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Whatever Verizon, AT&T, whoever Delta was dealing with previously, T-Mobile likely came in cheaper to take those 60,000 lines, and whoever the incumbent player is likely decided not to match or go lower than T-Mobile because it didn't make business sense. That's probably how that went down, because that's how exactly it went down with the VA deal. T-Mobile took those lines completely, totally undercutting the competitor, I'm not going to say the name, And the competitor said they're not matching that or they're not going below. They're not going to lower that. So T-Mobile got those lines because the competitor let them walk pretty much. And I could see the same playing out here, that T-Mobile undercut and the competitor got no word of that, and they're like, nah, we're not going to beat that price. So we'll just let those 60,000 walk. But at what point does it become an issue, so to speak, to where it's like, okay, we can't let all these lines walk. We let these 60,000 walk. We'll let another 60,000 walk, but we can't keep letting 60,000 lines walk. So at some point, it's going to spark competition where prices will get lowered and others will have to match price or even get lower to win the business back. So that's what really brings competition, and that's where T-Mobile is driving competition in the business enterprise space. If the carriers simply let those lines walk, T-Mobile will take them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.